April is a packed month in Central Illinois, and today Terri Reifsteck from Experience CU is here to help fill your social calendar. Thank you so much for being here and sponsoring our segment.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so what is going on in April? I know there's an engineering open house to kick things off.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So the engineering open house is such an incredible event. It's been going on for over 100 years on the University of Illinois campus. Yes. And it's put on by the students, and it's really a way of them showcasing what they've been learning in their time here on campus. But they make it really fun. So they do robot brawls, they do explosions, they do a Tesla coil concert. It really takes over the entire engineering quad on campus. It's a completely free event. Happens Friday and Saturday. So you can go check out their map and make your plan of the different spots you want to go to, the things you're interested in learning. It's very interactive, so it's great for kids and also those adults who are kind of kids themselves.
Right, I was gonna say, I'm a very interactive adult, so that sounds like a lot of fun to learn sciencey things from students.
It is really amazing, and it is truly a very special Champaign-Urbana specific event. So not anything that you can experience anyplace else. So check that out this coming weekend.
And I always like to say, even though it's local right here in Champaign-Urbana where we are, it is open to anybody in Central Illinois. If you are watching this, you can absolutely come.
Yes. Yep.
And then the Boneyard Arts Festival, what is that?
So this is another long time event, and it's put on by 40 North, the Champaign County Arts Council, and it's different from what your traditional art festival is. This event is intended to get you out into the community to not just find artists and discover their art, but also to discover our community. So across 80 different venues across all of Champaign County, you'll find artists in different spots. Some of these are empty buildings that they've repurposed for the sake of the Boneyard Arts Festival. Other ones are restaurants or boutiques that are around town. So like the engineering open house, they have a map, so you can go on there, and I love to go on and highlight the different spots I want to go to so I can see as many artists as possible. And it's a really great way to learn about the different artists that we have in our community, which is so vibrant and so talented, but also kind of get to know your community a little bit better.
Right, and I really like that because I feel like all of the events that you talk about are always to get people out into the community, supporting local business, supporting local artists, all of that, which is really important.
Yes.
And then what about Ebert Fest? What is that?
So Roger Ebert, for those who don't know, was born and raised here in Urbana. He went to Urbana High School. He went to the University of Illinois, worked for the News Gazette before going up to Chicago sometimes, before he became Roger Ebert, the film critic with Siskel and Ebert. And so they put on a film festival here every April, and he has since passed, but his wife Chaz continues to put on the festival, and it's 5 full days of, 4 days now, it used to be 5, 4 full days of films all day, and they bring in guests, so you do the screening and then discussion afterwards, so it's a very immersive experience, and you can buy individual tickets, which actually just came on sale, or passes for the entire 4 days if you have the time to watch 4 days of movies. But what I love about it is that they pick these great films. Some of them are ones that were Roger's favorite. So this year they have Desperately Seeking Susan, which is a Madonna movie from the 80s, which I love. The Hangover, Harlan County, USA, which is a really great documentary. And they're screening their first Western this year, which is The Searchers, a Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh, cool.
And they just announced some of the guests that are coming. It's really just, again, one of those really special Champaign-Urbana events.
Well, and I didn't know the history behind that, but I grew up watching Siskel and Ebert because I feel like they were sort of the original influencers before you could find out what movies were trending or whatever. It was, do you identify with Siskel or Ebert, and who's giving it thumbs up or down?
And it was as simple as that, right? Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Right. So are you gonna like the movie?
Yes.
So that is really cool.
Yep. So it's really fun.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh my gosh, of all time? Probably the one we quote the most, my daughter and I specifically, is Clue, the 80s movie, which a lot of people haven't watched, and shame on you if you haven't watched it. It's the best movie ever.
Right. Well, and Clue, the board game, it's so funny. Just before we started this segment, I was like, we're doing Terri by the window next to the fire. I was like, that sounds like a Clue segment. That's so funny. And then what about Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend?
Yeah, another big event happening at the end of April. Of course, this has been going on for a while. everything from a 1 miler to the full marathon. We are a big part of it. We do our wood and nickel specials for the event. So if you have been around for a while, you know what these are. There's specials around town that you can take advantage of for the entire week of marathon into the next week. We've got about 20 different businesses signed up right now, so check that out. And then we also host the post-race marathon event that happens right outside Memorial Stadium with live music, food trucks. Whether you participated or not, you can come out and celebrate the race and cheer on all of those who are participating.
Yeah, I would say if you're not planning to run, definitely go out and support and cheer. Because I once ran a 10K, and I'm not really a runner. I just really wanted the medal.
Yes.
And ultimately, just even a sign that's like, you can do this, keep going, really, really helps the runners.
Makes a big difference. And I remember that my first race, and it was the 5K here. And the general feeling that it gives the people that are participating is just the sense that you can keep going. And it's very valuable. So, and our community is amazing about doing that.
That's great. So definitely participate in race weekend one way or the other. And then the Illini baseball and softball, what is that?
Yeah, so we're coming up on the end of the year at the university, which means spring sports, and Illini baseball and softball are two of the most fun to go to this time of year. So outdoors, you can tailgate ahead of time of these games, and they're often held all over the weekend. So like 3 games over the course of a weekend. We're in the middle of baseball and softball, so really great way to go out there and support our student athletes, and kind of versus going to Chicago to a Cubs game, go see an Illini baseball game, go cheer on women's softball. Really great way to spend your Saturday or Sunday.
And you said when we were chatting before that there's like a bunch of different activities for families there as well. So if you maybe have teeny ones who aren't necessarily going to sit and watch the game.
Yep. And you can sit in the grassy area, and there's always so many different fun activities that they're doing, especially for kids. It's really great. And then most recently, they also added, for the parents, they added things like Riggs beer at the Illini baseball game.
Okay.
So they got something for everybody.
I was going to say, that sounds like there's definitely something, regardless of who you are, definitely go out and support.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for all of this information and for sharing all of these amazing events and sponsoring today's segment.
Thank you for having me.
If you want more information, you can visit us on the web after the show at ciLiving.tv.